Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. We have some disagreements in the community. We have some people who are very happy, it seems, with the new Alliance Quest changes, and others who aren't. And so I don't think there's a right answer and a wrong answer here because everybody's opinion is different. But I do think it's important to cover both sides of this discussion. So Top Gun Rules with the Weapon X profile pic said, I personally think the Paragon store is a nice upgrade. Adding rank 4 materials was long overdue. What are your comments and concerns? So he kind of posted, obviously, this forum post from the perspective of rank 4 materials. But the problem is, if you're not Paragon, or maybe your idea of what you're looking for Alliance Quest is different than how this question sets this up, you're going to have, well, some thoughts on this. So here we have, is it Pseudo saying, sorry if I butchered that, making Alliance Quest tougher, keeping 2018 healing still relevant with rank 4 6-star champs makes sense. So that sounds sarcastic, to say the least. Can we please forget the ticket system? Please, pretty please, Ben SHB says. CEO Wakeford says, rewards still needed to be bumped. I don't like it at all. G-Monkey says, if you want teams to push higher tier maps because 1.2 million gold to buy 150 tickets weekly is the largest disincentive. I moved my alt from map 8 because of the weekly cost. While the rewards are nice, there is no gold left to rank up champs if I do map 8. I run incursions, but that does not cover weekly. So really, my takeaway so far is we have a gold Alliance Quest problem because Kabam shouldn't be worrying about this issue and players shouldn't worry about this issue, but the current system is set up to have that be the case. And that goes against so much of what they said in that very lengthy and detailed Alliance Quest update, buff, nerf, whatever you want to call it, depending on your perspective, post from yesterday. Yoda Bolt. Pros, better rewards, Glory Store. New opponents, better rewards for exploration. Cons, still no change to the format. This was probably the number one request from players. Moving to a 3 or even 4 day cycle. Apparently this fell on deaf ears again. Rewards are still not worth the time investment. Same boring thing every day. Again, I'm one of the only people who actually likes the same boring thing because I like predictable fights that aren't going to cost me items. No glory cap increase. Outdated revive and healing potions with much larger health pools. Again, no removal of the ticket system. Seems to be forcing people to go to higher maps, which also ties into the time commitment required for Alliance Quest. It just isn't worth it. Now, I think all of these are really valid points. And I still am shocked that there wasn't a change to the revive and healing potions. That didn't make sense 2 years ago. It certainly doesn't make sense now. And that doesn't make sense before 7 stars, who are presumably going to have, of course, higher attack and health pools, even at rank 1, than most 6 stars. ETM 34, I don't see it in the post if the glory cap is increased or not, and it's fine. I don't really mess with the modifiers in my alliance, so that change doesn't really affect me. Map 8 doesn't appear to be changing either, which sucks because I'm so incredibly bored of Spider-Man 2099 and Penny. But the glory store is good. Butters says they added a 3rd mini-boss in Sauron, and Scorpion is the overall boss now. Who will be the most effective champion, or is that scrapped? Scrapped. Thank you. Scan the announcement. Did not see that. Meh. And then we've got disbanded _ pins with a specific question about broken measures. Sid D. Dragon. What's with the 5% tier 5 class catalyst crystal for Paragons? It should at least be a 5% selector or a 10% crystal. Overall, doesn't look very appealing. Yeah, I think I just assumed that was a selector, but it clearly isn't. Yikes. We're going to have to do a video on that entire store, but we're going to wait until it comes into the game next week. Queen Inja wish they would make it shorter. The fact Alliance Quest is a full work week is getting old. I think that is such a fantastic point, and one that I've heard for years now, but Similar to comments above, it has fallen on deaf ears. Legend 27, the Paragon store seems nice with the rank 4 materials. I still think the Tier 5 basic cost is too high compared to the Tier 2 alpha cost. I feel like they almost never get the Tier 5 basic to Tier 2 alpha ratio correct when it comes to rewards. That's also a good point. He said, I did initially dislike the update, but we're going to get 1.5 Tier 5 basic a week to now 5 Tier 5 basic a week and 10 Tier 2 alpha, which is huge. I do agree the gold issue and time issue needs to be addressed, but it's better than nothing. And as far as the time spent in Alliance Quest, it's a whole lot more valuable now. And the edit is, I love how we now have the option to get a small amount of rank 4 materials for people who are on the edge of a rank 4. That's huge. So I will say this too. It's no coincidence that Kabam started implementing or encouraging people to use these or purchase these small energy items for Alliance Quest energy, because they want you to say, okay, I only have 20 minutes to move an Alliance Quest. Well, I'm going to purchase a small energy and move 2 tiers in 20 minutes. But that's not feasible for everybody, and that hasn't seemed to be as popular as I think they assumed it would be. And then we have a couple more. Agree. A week long is way too much of a commitment. Fact is, it's redundant, stale, and game mode needs to be shortened or ideally replaced altogether. And the Glory Store update was the minimum, and that could have been done. And that's what they did. The Glory Store should have been at this level months ago, but I guess we can't look a gift horse in the mouth, says Barkabar. Eliminating the map crystals is a bad precedent. They were intended to have value and did have value for a time when they were introduced. Kabam should not be touting the fact they've been so woefully neglected as to become trivial as a reason for their removal. That's well said, but also true. Well, we do have a gold problem, and we do have a time length problem. So should they be addressed? Absolutely. Will they be addressed? Probably not. Let me know more of your thoughts in the comments below. And thank you to everybody who contributed to this post. And sorry if I didn't get a chance to make it to your post, but I didn't want this to be a 10-minute or 20-minute video. I wanted to cover some of the top points and then end it here.